Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to go through Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365 interview question. There are only 18 questions here, but those questions will cover most of the questions what you can expect on either differences between Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365 or individual AVD or individual Windows 365 questions. Just want to tell you that even though I work at Microsoft, these questions are not official Microsoft question and Microsoft doesn't have any involvement in me making these questions. The reason why I make this question is people reach out and ask like, hey, why can't you create interview questions? That's the only purpose I do this. You can actually download both the presentation I'm using and this particular document. So these documents include each of these questions and further additional information you can find to read more about it. Additionally, I will make sure to put timestamps or chapters on these YouTube videos so you can navigate and skip between these questions. The format of these questions are going to be like this, where we will ask a question, I will give you a short answer, then additional key benefits, then further explanation on how you can answer these questions. So you can see there are quite a number of questions at the bottom. You can additionally see there is a link where you can actually go and click and download these resources or use it to further enhance your learning. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. I will see you on the next one. Take care. The next one is Azure Virtual Desktop. We have 8 questions to go over that. Let's go through this one by one. What is Azure Virtual Desktop or AVD and how does it work? Here the interviewer is trying to understand your knowledge on what is AVD and give some use case scenarios on how it works. Let's populate the short answer. So you can explain Azure Virtual Desktop as a cloud-based desktop and application virtualization service that enables secure remote access to virtual desktops and apps from any device. It can be a mobile device, it can be your laptop, it could be Windows 10 or Windows 11 or a Mac operating system. And this provides a comprehensive solution for organizations looking to offer their employees a flexible and secure way to access their work environment from anywhere. That's what Azure Virtual Desktop is. And I'm sure many of you already know about it. The important thing you need to help them understand is the key features of Azure Virtual Desktop. So these are multi-session optimized for Microsoft 365 apps, its security and integration with FS logics. So let me help you understand these features one by one. First, let's look into multi-session. AVD allows multiple users to share the same virtual machine, providing a scalable and cost-effective solution. That is what we call multi-session in Azure Virtual Desktop. The second feature is optimized for Microsoft 365 apps. So this seamlessly integrates with Microsoft 365 applications such as Word, Excel, and Outlook, ensuring a smooth user experience. Third feature you can highlight is secure remote access with Azure AD or Entra ID authentication. So you can utilize Entra ID for authentication and access control, ensuring secure connection to your virtual desktop. Only the right users will be able to sign in and use the Azure Virtual Desktop. And another feature is integration with FS Logics for user profile management. So as you already know that AVDs allows you to use FS Logics technology. So when you use that, it allows you to store user profiles, providing a consistent and seamless experience regardless of the device you use to access the virtual desktop. Additional feature you can highlight is the application virtualization part of it and just throw in some of the benefits of Azure Virtual Desktop, which include flexibility, cost efficiency, and things like that. So where would you typically use this Azure Virtual Desktop? So if they ask about some of the use cases, you can tell that Azure Virtual Desktop or Windows 365 are used in remote work, which enables employees to securely access their work environment from home or other remote locations. Second is temporary staff. This allows you to quickly provision a virtual desktop for temporary or seasonal workers without the need for additional hardware. Another use case is disaster recovery. This provides a reliable backup solution, ensuring business continuity in the event of a disaster. Or you could use AVD for any sort of development and testing as well. Let's look into question number 30. The interviewer is trying to understand, do you know what are the key components of AVD or Azure Virtual Desktop deployment? So when you try to deploy AVD, what are the things you need to be aware of? So let's populate the short answer. When you try to deploy Azure Virtual Desktop, you need to be aware of these terms and these services like host pool, session host, Azure AD identity services, FS Logic profile container, and network connectivity. So let me take you through one by one. First, what is this host pool? Host pool is a collection of virtual machines that host Windows 10 multi-session or Windows 10 single session or Windows 11 multi-session or Windows 11 single session or any server remote desktop services or applications as well. So it's a bunch of machines that you are trying to host your service. Next is session host. These are the virtual machines within the host pool that users connect to in order to access their desktops and applications. Next is, what about Azure AD Identity Services? This provides essential authentication and access control integrating with your on-prem services or your Azure AD for secure login. We already mentioned about FS logics and profile containers. This is used to store the user profile. When you do that, this will ensure that the users have a consistent and personalized experience, whichever device they use to sign in. And last but not the least is the network connectivity component. You can utilize Azure VPN or any other VPN to integrate with on-premises environment, ensuring robust and secure connections. So each AVD deployment consists of these several key components. When you deploy it, it works together to deliver the seamless virtual desktop experience. All of this is kind of working together hand in hand to make the experience user friendly and maintaining the service availability of the service. Let's look at question 31. This is a scenario based question. Your company has employees worldwide who need secure access to company applications from personal device. How can AVD help? It's a good question. So let's populate the short answer so that that gives you the pointers to highlight how can AVD help in this particular scenario, like worldwide secure access, accessing from personal device, things like that. First, help them understand AVD provides secure remote access from any device, conditional access to restrict unauthorized access, multi-factor authentication for additional security, FS logics for personalized user experience, and auto scaling to optimize cost based on usage. But how do you explain these things in detail? When you explain about secure remote access, highlight the fact that employees can securely access their work environment from personal or company provided devices, ensuring productivity from remote location. All the security is all baked into Azure Virtual Desktop, or you have additional security controls you can put in place so that you can provide this secure experience for the users from their personal device. Second, highlight how conditional access can help. By implementing these conditional access policies to restrict access based on certain condition. These conditions could be based on a user location, device compliance, and risk level. Next is multi-factor authentication. Here you are emphasizing the fact about adding an extra layer of security by requesting users to verify their identity through multiple methods before accessing the virtual desktop. So one of the method is conditional access, another method could be a multi-factor authentication. The next one is FS Logics profiles. This allows a consistent personalized user experience for storing their profiles separately and in a secure manner and allowing for a faster and more reliable logins. And another secure feature you could highlight is the auto scaling aspect. It can automatically adjust the number of running virtual machine based on the demand, optimizing cost and resource usage. Let's look at question number 32. How does AVD support cost optimization and scalability? Let's populate the short answer. AVD can optimize the cost through auto scaling. We talked about it by automatically turning off idle VMs or providing multi-session on Windows 10 and Windows 11. This reduces the VM count by allowing multiple users on a single VM or reserved instances. This can save up to 72% on long-term VM commitments, and storage optimization by providing FS logics with Azure files. This minimizes the storage cost as well. So let's look into these one by one. Let's talk about how auto scaling can help you reduce the cost of AVD and allows scalability. Like I mentioned before, when you enable auto scaling, this will automatically turn off idle VMs to reduce unnecessary resource consumption, and that will reduce the cost as well. With AVD, you can monitor the usage pattern and adjust the number of running virtual machines dynamically, ensuring that only the necessary resources are utilized. Then look at the multi-session offer for Windows 10 and Windows 11. This is not available at the moment on Windows 365. So this will allow multiple users to share a single virtual machine, significantly reducing the number of virtual machines required. And this feature enables organization to maximize the usage of their virtual machine, thereby decreasing the overall cost of deployment and maintenance. Then we have reserved instances. When you purchase these reserved instances, this provides significant savings. What I heard is up to 72%. But you have to commit to a long-term virtual machine usage. So some organization they tend to do that. So they plan their virtual machine need in advance and they purchase these reserved instances at a lower price compared to a pay-as-you-go pricing. This will lead to a substantial cost reductions. And the next one is the storage optimization. We talked about the FS logics. So this is where it is going to utilize FS logics in combination with Azure files to minimize the storage cost by efficiently managing user profiles and data. FX Logics containers improve the performance of the profile loading and application data, while the Azure file provides the scalable, because we need to address the scalability part of that in the question as well. So along with the FS Logics, you are talking about Azure files, which takes care of the scalability and the high performance storage solution need. So the combination of FS Logics and Azure files helps the customer lowering the storage expenses and enhance the overall user experience.